Hello everyone, welcome to the Solo Gaming Spotlight. Today I'm going to be reviewing Aventuria's The Forest of No Return. If you've been following the channel, you know that I really like this game, so I went back and got some of the older expansions, and this being one of them, so I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I'm going to go over three things in the game: the adventures it comes with, the new character it comes with, and when I say new character, it's an old character, you get what I'm talking about, and the cards that it actually adds to your collection if you already own Aventuria. So first things first is the adventures in this game. First adventure is the Forest of No Return. You're going to Castle Andergast because the king needs you to prove his royal lineage, and you've got to get his family tree document. But you have to go through the Forest of No Return to get there. So you go through the Forest of No Return, and that first battle, you're fighting against an illusion. That's your extra attack, just like the Aventuria combats. You're trying to get your cards out, but then there's also like a special action you can take, and that your special action is you're trying to dispel this illusion. I have a playthrough on the channel if you want to check that out. The second one is you're actually in Castle Andergast itself, and you're trying to get around all this debris as you're fighting a werewolf. The only thing you have to fight it with is a piece of silverware, which makes it very difficult. You can only do one damage at a time. That's a fun one as well. The third one is you end up in the cellar of the castle, fighting the evil mage that has caused all these problems. The two one-off missions are both fun. There's one where you're chasing down a serial killer, and the special action in that is he's got this real thick armor on, and you have to break that armor to be able to drop it down and then do some damage to him, or else you're going to start paying some heavy penalties. Also a fun one. And Selenian Delusions is one where a princess gets tied up in a cult and you have to go rescue her, and you start out wrapped up in chains. You can't make any attacks until you break these chains in the beginning of the mission. All fun adventures, and that's the highlight of this expansion, is those adventures. So let's talk about the second thing about the adventure, which is not really a highlight for me, is Hilbert of Alwen. This is the character it comes with. He is a blessed one of Perrain, and he has these liturgical chants. 11 out of the 30 cards in his deck are these liturgical chants. Here's one of his chants, and there's cheaper ones. This just happens to be one of my favorite ones of them. The Swarm of Hornets. There's two copies of this, but it costs 4, as you can see. And then, as you can read from the text here, at the end of every one of your turns, you have to pay an endurance point to keep this in play, or else it goes to your discard pile. I don't like that. I don't like. I get the thematic feel of it. That makes sense to me. He's casting these spells, and it's cost him an endurance point to keep it in play. I get the thematic aspect to it, which is very thematic, like I said, but it's just not fun. I don't like this character, so I don't find myself playing with him in the future. Now, of note, there is a new Blessed One character coming out in the Kickstarter. It's on GameFound, but you know what I'm talking about when I say Kickstarter. There's going to be another Blessed One character. Maybe if that character has some cards that I can swap into Hilbert's deck that allow him to get some benefits. Like, for instance, Hilbert's special ability is one liturgical chant. He doesn't have to pay the endurance point for the remainder of the combat. Maybe if there's a couple other cards that can assist in that type of manner, he'll become more playable to me. But for right now, I don't find him fun, and I probably won't be playing with him very much at all. So that's my take on the character. The other thing about the expansion is the cards it comes with. It comes with 3 reward cards, 4 event cards, 7 leader action cards. So you get a little bit more to your collection. Not much. The henchman deck is a little less thick than this, I believe, because I've already shuffled them in and I'm not going to take them out. There's obviously animals from the forest, since it's the Forest of No Return. There's some underground animals, a couple sea animals, a couple bandits, and a couple of undead. Nothing to write home about if you ask me. It'll add more to your collection, but I don't think that this is a must-have expansion. I think you can skip it. If you're looking for more adventures and you want to go back to some of the older content, you can pick this up. The problem is that you're probably going to pay gouged pricing on eBay for it. So instead of 40, you're paying 50 or more. This is out of print. I went to Ulysses Spiel, the publisher. It's no longer for sale. There is, if you're in luck and you're one of the first people watching this video, and this is a game expansion you do want to pick up, there's 1 copy left on Noble Knight Games. It says it's in mint condition, and it's only $24.99. That's a steal for this. if you want to get it, because other than that, you're probably paying upwards of $40 plus some ridiculous shipping fee that somebody on eBay is going to charge you as well. Anyway, don't worry if you're not going to get it, because I don't think you're missing out that much, except for the adventures is the only highlight of this. I do have the Ship of Lost Souls, which I'll be going over next. That's an also older content, but I like this game enough where I wanted to pick up some of the older things. If there is an expansion that you want to get and you like this game, Into the Black Boar. 4 new characters, a random dungeon that you can keep playing. You're going to get different creatures and different orders as you play that, and then you can get Return to the Inn of the Black Boar. That's going to add, extra creature types for you to fight in that. A couple new ones actually in that. So that would be your best bet to get if you're looking to add content to this game. You can skip out on the Forest of No Return. It does have the Kickstarter, like I said. I'll put a link down in the description because they are opening up. It already ended, but they're opening up a late pledge. And today is the 21st of March, 2025. I just got an email on the 18th of March 2025 that they will be opening up the late pledge, and I haven't received anything today that's going to be happening. So look out for that. If you missed out on the new Aventuria Chalices of Power, it's going to be a adventure mode. They got rid of the duel mode, which I've never played anyway. A campaign style game, which what I really wanted from the game to begin with, and I made my own little campaign system with my own XP, but I digress. Anyway, I appreciate you for watching this video. Please give a like. If you're not subbed already, please consider subscribing. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.